Alright guys, good morning. Had a good outing as you saw in the last video for our first hit. Getting the plugs out now and just changing them. I'm going to go over them and make some tune-up changes. Dropping some weight off this pig. So their scales are a bit different from ours. So we're going to take advantage of it and drop that. That's supposed to be 50 pounds. It's probably a little lighter than that just because of the we had to drill those out before, the holes. What I'm gonna have to do is get in here with my drill and stuff, and I'm gonna try to drill those holes out, drill some out down low, so we can still get the plates snug up there. So that's the plan for now. Do that. I think John's gonna make his little changes as far as rear orientation goes, and a lower bar angle to help, because it's definitely topping the shocks out. You start topping the shocks out, it makes you unload, makes you spin. So he's gonna try to keep it from doing that. So we got some work to do, but hopefully our first test pass here in a few hours will be a good one. Andrew, you guys have a broom? Update guys, I've been terrible today with updates, which you come to expect that doing on my channel. The first two hits we spun, as you saw. It was hot, it was greasy. We were trying stuff with the suspension, didn't work. What we did is we put the bar lowers back to where they were, and John just did some shock adjustments with the knobs. Obviously the car works, still a terrible 11160. But we went down. I was like, man, this thing's shooting a lot faster than that. Well, I got to looking. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm getting the laptop pulled up so you can see where I screwed up. That's good. So what you'll see here, we've got, that's the rear shock. You can see it's still topping it out, but it's taking a second. But what you see here is, you see this, the boost drop. So this red is map, blue is target. I'm sorry, blue is wastegate pressure, actual CO2 or air in our case, and then light blue is the target. Well, you see it reach a number, that was roughly, this is hard to do with my left hand. So right when I got over 40 pounds, it started, I think the dump was set at 42. So right when I got over 42, it started pulling out. So it pulled it out, so the drop boost, and we get these deviations. You know, that right there went from 43 down to 39, back to 43, 39. You can see, yeah, as we go out further, we get bigger deviations, and so that's what we got. So I screwed up, and I didn't realize I was getting foggy. I'm sorry about that. I screwed up on the tune-up, but it's still, I guess it ran decent considering. And the 60 foot, we're going to have to hit it harder down low. We're just figuring this thing out. The track is going to be warmer tomorrow. Tomorrow's third round of qualifying. We'll have third and fourth. But on the bright side, we made it to Thursday night and we didn't break. So Thursday nights are usually when we break. So at least we're good there. And we're just gonna put some power to it. Plugs don't look far off. Some cylinders do look soft, but I think once we make it, if we can just get a 10860, then this thing should PB honestly with what it's got in it, and then some. Converter's holding up good, thankfully, with that stator. We had a Montgomery from Ultimate Converter Concepts overnight me into a stator. So far, it looks like we don't need it, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with that. And just cross my fingers that it stays like that, because once again I do not want to work on this thing more than I have to here. But we're going to get this thing up on the projects, and I'm just going to go over some stuff. I need to try to get my drive shaft sensor working. We had to put a new one in, and obviously something's not right, so I just need to double check some things. Guys, we are about to go up for our first round of qualifying. It's pretty warm. I was going to put a hotter tune-up in it, but honestly we just need a front half, and then hopefully after 1.3 we can really make some steam. So just gonna see what it does. As long as the car makes it to the 60, we should be good. But let's see what happens. So as you guys saw, qualifying round 3, we spun, made some changes. It should have been, it was a soft 60 last night, but obviously something wasn't happy. We figured to do like another 11160 if not slower because of the heat. But afterwards, John and I got into the car. He wanted to make some shock changes, and so we did that. And we're going to go back up there. So we raised the shocks up a notch on the hole, and by doing that, it gives us more shock to work with. So we're going to try that and see, because we're not topping the shocks out, but it's just getting close. It definitely tops them out in the big end, but at first we thought it topped it out. That's why it spun, but we're just trying to have more control over everything. So we're struggling a little bit. I guess it's what you expect. We made a lot of changes. Sun's going down again. We got a pretty hot tune-up in it. I think it'll go fast. I think we're figuring things out. We just got to connect the dots. If it goes a 10860 on this one, even, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it did better with this weather, because it's getting cool. I think we got a good I think we probably got a PB on our hands, but it's all speculation at this point. But we're out here, as you can see. We're pretty far back compared to usual. Like typically we're up at the road, 3 rows up, but that was all booked. But parked here. It's a pretty nice Fox. There's Fox bodies everywhere here. It's drag racing. That's what you're going to see, because they just work. But they're getting so expensive now, you might not see as many here in a few years. But then again, what is not getting expensive? But you can tell, like this is like not even a smidge of what is going on right now. There's a lot of stuff here, huge cars. I'm talking like, I think there's 48 cars in LDR, that's the class we're in. X275 had almost 60 cars. RVW is pretty small. The class is kind of dwindling, which I guess is what you expect. But Pro 275 is pretty big. And other classes are probably decent size too. I just haven't paid as much attention. But struggling a little bit right now. We're 2 for 3 on or 2 out of 5 on making hits, but hopefully we can be an even 500 tonight. What is up, guys? So as you saw last night, round number 4 qualifying, we went a 4:25 at 171.4, new personal best, mile per hour, 106.660, 281.330. Still pretty slow boost curve down low. You know, we ended up qualifying 30th, and I was happy about that. My goal when we came here was to qualify. That's what I wanted to do, and we did it. And apparently, it's the fastest LDR field ever. So that's a cool accomplishment. We really got 3 passes on the car. Round 1, we knew we were going to be back in the heat, but we also had Matt Bell, who's a LDR OG. He's you know, the guy's probably got tune-ups for every different temperature variation you can think of. And I put I'll have to say, boost curves last night. Just pulled a bit more timing on the hip, but it didn't work. The car did not move at all. Literally didn't move an inch. Come up the button and it just lit them up. So you'll have that, unfortunately. But I mean, honestly, I don't really care. Like, you know, you never want to lose, especially if I spin. I hate spinning, but I at least qualified. You know, so I'm really glad that we got as far. Super grateful to have people on board to really help with things. Like as far as like John, you know, he's like my right-hand man, and you know, the car was his before, and even though technically it's mine now, like I don't really care. I don't look at it like that. You know, usually when I have an idea or something, I get his opinion on it. Glad to have Jake be able to help now, take like just some of the fabrication stuff I don't have time to do, and I was able to get Jake to do it. And then have people that can come to the track, you know, like Sammy will come to the shop a lot and help, and of course almost always at the track, especially if we're back home. And then Andrew, Cody, Carlier, my cousin. So it's a team thing, you know. It's definitely not a one-person deal. You know, Brian Tooley Racing has helped us out a lot by just, you know, being a good company to work with. I talk to Nick all the time. He helps. It's not just about like free parts and all this stuff, you know. It's sometimes if they can just help you get something faster, things like that. You know, working with Enemies Racing Australia, you get the wheels on there and our roll bar. Head gaskets will be on after this race. Working with Montgomery from Ultimate Converter Concepts. Then Jason Allison from Allison's Body Shop is the one that hooked up Sammy with the paint for the car. And then, you know, dealt with Fuel Injector Clinic forever. 2JM Fab on the suspension. Oh man, I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. I should be standing behind the car while I say this. You know, Fuel Tech's been good to us anytime we have a tech question or anything. So it's really just a you know, it takes a lot of people to get this stuff done. So I'm happy to do what we did this weekend. You know, hopefully we'll be back here in a month for Sweet 16, and we'll go over some data and you know, make some changes, and ideally be ready to go faster. But as you can see, sun's starting to set, and it's going to get the cars should start going fast again. So it's pretty rough today, but we're going to load up here in a little bit and head out early in the morning. So, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.